So what's the Get Down?
Hip hop culture lifestyle show.
What's the Get Down? It's your girl Marlo J.
This your girl Lakita Oswood. What's the Get Down?
What's the Get Down? I'm Dorico Jackson.
Grandmaster Caz. What's the Get Down?
Yo, what's up? Another episode of What's the Get Down?
All right, so
Get Down for this week?
dig the incredible Constance Foe.
Ah, yes.
She's a cold celebrity makeup artist. She's killing the game over at UMC and a few other places. So
Okay.
we're gonna tap in with her.
Oh, and with Marlo J too.
What's the Get Down? It's your girl Marlo J. I'm here trying to find makeup artists and special effects artist Constance Foe. She's supposed to meet me here right about now, but Hollywood and Highland's pretty big. Let's see if we can go find her. Come on. Hey girl, hey! Oh my God, see, I told y'all who I was coming to meet. Girl, let's go to Johnny Rockets, get a shake or something.
Listen, I'm with it.
All right. It's your girl Marlo J. I'm here on the scene with makeup artist and special effects extraordinaire, Constance Foe.
Yes,
What
darling.
it do, mama?
Hey, Marlo, what it do, girl?
What are you doing in LA?
Let me tell you, since this coronavirus foolishness, I just had to get out. I had to literally stretch my legs and take a walk.
Move
But I'm
'em.
glad I ran into you, girl.
Girl, listen, when I saw you, I said,
Hoo-dee-hoo.
Wait, and you're from down south, right?
Yes, I'm originally from Nolens.
You're from, excuse me.
Nolens. It's one word.
Right? With this whole coronavirus and everything, how has it been since they shut down the industry? Has it been difficult?
It has been stressful because I literally was on set and we got shut down on set.
Mid-set.
They were like, pack it up, we gotta go. And I was like, excuse me, come again? What's going on? And literally from there, they were like, we're gonna let you know when we come back, but as of right now, we're shut down. The coronavirus is going on and we do have to be safe and careful, but within that time, I brushed up on my skills. I also took multiple classes dealing with different diseases, dealing with the coronavirus itself, just so I can be prepared to go back to work, because now you have to have a certain amount of certificates to be on set. So,
Really?
yes.
So, aside from all the schooling you did to get here, now it's like it was like a maintenance.
Yes.
Like it's something that everybody is, or is it you just took precautions to do?
I took the precautions. Now everybody has
It's
to
required
take it.
to
Yes.
work on set.
Yes.
Dang.
Crazy. I've recently been on set and I have to wear my PPE gear and everything. But for me, it's very uncomfortable because I'm wearing a mask, a shield, gloves, everything while I'm trying to do someone's makeup. So they don't have to wear it, but I'm literally suffocating because I have all this gear on. And right now with the coronavirus, there's one person to each department. So it's more work on that one person and we're not making our days.
Because when I think special effects, I think of like the X-Men and all those kind of things, or either like John Wick with the cuts and the bruises. And I just can't imagine there being a lot of even women in that field.
We do have a significant amount, but it is mainly men, and you would never know how much fun it is to do special effects, especially blood and gore and stuff like that. Now, the FBI will take me down if they saw my computer, because you have to research this stuff. You have to make sure it looks exactly the way it's supposed
they were like,
to.
we knew she was a serial killer.
Right.
Because
They be like,
researching
hooker, booker, and
guts.
cooker. Let's go. Listen, I'm like, okay, so how does the person look cut up? How does a person look in
my
an
God.
accident? How does a person look with their brains blown out? So I have to look for stuff like that, and it's all in my feeds. It's crazy. I'm like, if they ever take my computer, I'm going down. I'm
like, we knew it. Her computer search showed it.
Ah.
I don't even want to know what your porn search is.
Baby, listen. Let me tell you.
The porn search never matches the person.
Not at all.
Not what you think that person would be.
You'd be like,
It
oh,
never
that person
matches
was
the
so sweet. And
You'd
you'd be like,
why
oh.
is she got dominatrix?
Okay. Listen.
Men and women that are attractive to you, that may be able to give you opportunity, but they want to come on to you instead.
Some women have done that to get to where they are, and I have to look at myself. I have a child that looks at me.
Yes.
And I hold myself to a higher standard. If it ain't for me, it ain't for me. If it's for me, it's for me. But when working with those situations, you just gotta be honest. Look, I ain't with that. I'm good. I respect you as an artist, but that's all it is. We can't go no further than that. I'm not doing it.
Do you want to talk about it? Like, who is it?
Listen, I can't say no names.
I tried.
Listen, so why even put yourself? God put you on a platform to do what you have to do. This is not what you're supposed to be doing.
Girl, when you talk.
So
listen, y'all hear Constance over here? I mean, she's talking the Lord's word right over here now. You hear me? Thank you so much, Constance.
baby,
really
thank you
appreciate
for
it.
talking to me.
Dope.
Hey,
Marlo J, Constance Foe.
Yeah, that was a lot going on the screen, but I'm gonna tell you.
Hey, that was black magic right there.
I thought they was gonna like get on a carpet and float away or something like that, but I didn't know that much about how the industry had changed or just the different things that had to, that are going on. So that was good looking out.
But the dope thing is Sisters is working.
Black girls are doing some things.
So check it out then. Next up, we got some more black girl magic. Actress, recording artist,
All right.
Lakita Oz. She got a new joint that's coming out.
Oh
And Smooth D did a little video shoot. You might see a little cameo.
Oh wait, a little cameo or a lot of shaking, a lot of twerking.
Let's find out.
All right, let's go.
All these bitches wanna do is take pictures. All these bitches. This your girl Lakita Oz with What's the Get Down? All these bitches wanna do is take pictures. All these bitches wanna do is take pictures. All these bitches wanna do is take pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Had many pics. Do this chick thing. I'ma take. I came out here from my acting career, and that's how I winded up out here. I at first went to Atlanta for college first, got my feet wet, studied out there, graduated, and then I eventually came to California to see what's going on. And so far, everything's been great. Everything's been going smoothly. I can't complain.
Look at my son's face. He looks just like you. You're welcome.
When we gonna stop messing with this petty cash shit? I'm trying to level up.
I'm working on that. You know how it is. Gotta stay in line.
Why?
I want you to go upstairs, try on them size 7 shoes. Let me know what you think.
Okay.
Right here. Bam.
I put my focus on acting, of course. That's what I came out here for, so that's what I put my focus on. And it's been going great. I joined SAG-AFTRA. I've been featured on a few things, and I've been on a show called Laugh 5 Laugh Tracks as a series regular, so that's been cool for me. And now I'm doing some music video stuff. I had a song and I had an idea and I wanted to run with it, and it was just basically how females always love to take pictures. We go to parties, we go out to dinner, we go on vacations, we want to take pictures, right? So that's what the whole song is about, how women love to take pictures.
Can you take our pictures, please? That's cute.
All these bitches wanna do is take pictures. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many pics do this chick think I'ma take?
The Hollywood Honeys is a women empowerment group. So like a lot of the girls that were in my video today were actually a part of the Hollywood Honeys, honorary honeys. They here, they always showing love and showing support. That's the thing, like when something like this is happening and major for someone, you show up and show support, you show love, and you put in, because at the end of the day, you will be blessed for blessing others. And I appreciate all of them, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't have been able to make this happen without them. I'm so dramatic, stunting is my habit. I'm an Instagram addict, I just DM Joe Daddy. I need my angles tight, period. I need my lightning bright. Okay. I said it once, I'm not saying it twice. You heard what I said, now get it right.
All these bitches wanna do is take pictures. All these bitches wanna do is take pictures.
But when you have like a good solid group, you're able to move forward. And you know, you may have your tumbles and stumbles, but at the end of the day, you still have a solid foundation.
All
these bitches wanna do is take pictures. All these bitches wanna do is take pictures. All these bitches wanna do is take pictures. All these bitches wanna do is take pictures. 1, 2. The uniqueness of the Hollywood Honeys. Everybody does their own thing. There's actresses, models, artists. There's boutique owners, clothing line. Like, it's so many things. It's so many elements to us, and I think that's the good part of it. So it's like, to put us all together to do one thing, I think that will be fun. But everybody's on their own schedule, you know, and that's the whole point. I want everybody to be their own individual bosses. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. I would like my own show, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie. And actually, I wouldn't even be mad if it was a reality show, so I can have all my people like this around cutting up. But I mean, I'm okay with a sitcom. But that would be something I would want to do next. But who knows? Like, I can just say whatever God has for me, I'm willing to take it, and I'm willing to step up to the plate.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many pigs do this chick think I'ma take?
Hey, looky here. I got to drink my smoothie off of that one, man. I don't know what they had going on with that right there.
It was some educational stuff going on. Yeah.
We appreciate you, Lakita.
Let's change the pace though now.
I don't know if we can. How do we top that?
How about Elgin Charles?
Oh, so you want to take it to a whole nother spectrum.
Let's take it to another stratosphere on him.
So we're going to go from twerking to a legend? All right, let's do it then. Look here, if they don't know about Elgin, they really going to really trip out as far as like how far this brother goes back, right, all the way to current, how he has, look here, we're going to get right into it. Let's just do that.
What's the Get Down? I'm Derico Jackson, and before I introduce my guest, I just want to say this. I want to leave you with this. When I was thinking about who I would bring on the show, you know, obviously I'm a celebrity hairdresser, so it would be important for me to bring a celebrity. Well, there are a lot of celebrity hairdressers that are celebrities, and with that being said, this person is really special to me, and in fact, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today. This person is a book author, 3 times book author. He's a minister, he's a salon owner, he's an icon, he is a movie star, he's I mean, the list goes on and on.
Thank you for that introduction. That's so sweet of you.
What was the start that led you here?
We'll start with what brought me to LA. Opportunity, raised in San Antonio, Texas, small city. And I came from there, so from the black community. So it's a different kind of thing. You're around people who speak the same tone every day, no aspirations to move forward and do anything great. And I was real bored. And my mother said, move to West, go to LA. And I wanted to go to LA because also I was turning 21 and I wanted to kind of sow my seeds and stuff. So I figured if I put some distance between home, I could be more free in finding out who I was. So that's what brought me to LA in the beginning. Doing hair has always been a passion of mine. I always done hair from the time I was a little bitty baby. I had my hands in hair. And when I got old enough to start trying to curl hair, braid hair, or anything in the hair, I was doing it. But I did not respect the industry as far as a career to go out and do and tell the world, I'm gonna be a hairdresser. That doesn't have no buzz to it. But if you say you're gonna be a doctor, or you're gonna be a dentist, or if you're gonna be a CEO of a company, all that is respected industry. But for me, hairdressing didn't give me that. So I went into corporate America, ended up managing municipal bonds department at Smith Barney, and I hit a glass ceiling. And that ceiling was part of that kind of, I guess it was a little bit of a racism kind of understanding about how far you go. The good old boys go take care of theirs, but me being a black young man, I could only go so far. I couldn't get on the trading desk where all the money is made and stuff. They kept me right here. Then they wanted me to train somebody younger, straight out of college, so that they can take that position. So I had a real problem with that. So I was like really upset, really sad, and a little bit emotional behind it. And then my mom said, go ahead and start doing hair. And then the lady there said, have you heard of Vidal Sassoon? I'm like, no. And then I started looking up Vidal Sassoon. I saw his career, what he did with it, being in Beverly Hills, having his own salon, hair care products, all those things. And it gave me a vision. And I said, wow, I could work in Beverly Hills. I could have a celebrity clientele. I could own my own salon. I could even do my own TV show. There's no limit to what you can do in the hairdressing field if you know how to operate on that celebrity tip. So when I went to beauty school, first thing I told the man was, if I come here and go to school, will you promise me an assistant position in Beverly Hills? I just want to get my foot through the door. Being in corporate America, I already knew how to get along with everybody, you know, like of pointing out a particular kind of person. And so I knew once I got my foot through the door, it'll be location, and if I grow from there, I'm gonna grow within that location. So that's the reason why I chose to go work in Beverly Hills. And I had that in the beginning. So I had a little bit of a plan of how I was gonna go out and manifest my dream.
I've always wanted this my own personal self, and I'm sure other hairdressers and all of that want to know, and even the celebrity hairdressers that are out there. Who was the first celebrity that you ever did?
When I went to the salon where I got my foot through the door as an assistant, there was a guy there named Bruce Johnson. Okay. Bruce is cancer too. Okay. And he was doing all of them. He had them coming in left and right, doctors, lawyers, celebrities. The first time I saw Diane Carroll sitting in his chair. And I was from afar looking over. I was green behind the ears and everything. I was like, wow. And he got real busy, and I made sure I was there to help him out for free. It didn't matter, just trying to learn what he learned and stuff. And that's where I was able to meet Natalie Cole. And Natalie Cole was straight out of rehab, and she was starting her career, a Good to Be Back album. And she saw that I was available, and she was like, come on, and she wanted me to start doing her hair behind the scenes. And before she went on stage, we went to Lake Tahoe, Vegas trips and stuff. So that was my first experience of dealing with a celebrity and doing hair for a celebrity. Okay. And then right in that time too, Roxy Roker was coming in, and also Holly Robinson.
So you were the person that gave Roxy Roker all them bouncy bobs on there. Listen, Roxy Roker, I'm gonna tell you, when I saw that woman on the Jeffersons, and she bounced, it was the first time I'd ever seen a black woman with a feather, and it was just bouncy and beautiful, and it wasn't all frizzy.
That's when we started round brushing hair.
Okay.
And that's what gave that body. You notice that the texture was moving, but it still had that coarseness to it.
Raised, yeah. But you know what? That's so hot right now. I love that. Like, I'm going out of round brushing right into curling now. Like, without, we silked it out for so long, but now since the natural movement has come along, people are starting to want more texture, and they want to see texture. And even like with the weaves that we're getting, we're using kinky hair now. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, sisters ran away from the kinky nappy stuff for years.
I know. Until Good Hair, they showed that Coke can with that sodium hydroxide at its purest form.
Right.
Eat through a can of Coke.
Right. Knowing that we have used relaxers for years.
And now we just call it a texturizer.
We did. We call it, and we still use it.
Because some of them we have to get that natural curl to look good.
Yes.
You know.
Oh yeah, I know. Listen, we have.
But I love it because we now took me back to when I was growing up, when we had all that thick hair and we're trying to figure out what to do with it. When you see these young girls, their hair grow, it's long and thick. I mean, beautiful hair.
It does. I had never. I came from the Midwest where it was say you get a relaxer every 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That
like
it would be that like literally people be like, I need a relaxer.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just came 3 weeks ago. Come on now, like you need to give your hair a break. So even just coming to LA period was a culture shock to me, because when I heard that I was gonna have to press hair, I had never pressed hair before in my life.
Yeah, you pulled it with that iron, right?
I used my flat iron and straightened it out, you know.
And guess what? That's what they wear.
And it was the Marcel iron.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, to come here and these girls had their own natural hair and they were wearing it pressed and they were now wearing relaxers, and it was just a whole thing. Like, I was like, wait a minute, it's a whole culture, but I caught on real fast.
Yeah.
You know, and because of that training, you know, I'm able to work with natural hair a little bit more, and I always did like twists and braids and stuff like that. It's so funny because all of this stuff, people think that this stuff is new, and we've done it over and over and over again. I'm sure you saw afros rotate into jerry curls like I did, that rotated into some other things, and now it's all coming back around again.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to know, is there anything else that you want to say or that you want to share with our audience, or even with the people that, you know, precede you, and even people in the LGBT community that might be scared to come out? Is there anything that you'd like to leave us with?
Well, with that last question, I would say pray about it and realize when you do, there will be backlash, and persecution, and stuff like that. It just comes with the territory. So plan it out, and if it happens, don't be ashamed, and know that it's okay, because God loves you still the same. He created you.
So with that being said, signing off, God bless. Goodbye. We love you. Adios. Constance Foe.
All right.
Lakita Alls.
All right.
Elgin Charles.
Yeah, that one right there. That whole episode was just a melodic piece, right?
We got a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. So, and with Elgin, I think he's still talking.
Yo, I'll even tell a story. So when I first moved to LA, I stayed on the west side, and so the first place I got referred to go get my hair cut was at Elgin Charles' spot. And for me, coming from the Midwest, I'm over in Beverly Hills, and to see this black man right there in the thick of it, have this shop, celebrity, top-notch clientele, it was like, yo, it was a perfect example of seeing black excellence and somebody doing this thing in the biggest entertainment city in the world.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
That's dope.
I mean, for us being here, it was an interesting thing, because it wasn't like the women knew about him,
for sure,
but the men didn't really. But you know me, I'm always trying to see where the bread is. So to understand that it was somebody that was that powerful and affluent.
Yep.
As far as being a black person, at the same time, I was like, oh, all right. What's the Get Down? It's your man, Ooh, and I'm sitting here with, you know, a lot of times people say the blueprint, or they say the architect, or this or these, you know. We're gonna get factual with this part right here. This dude literally is one of the actual pieces of hip hop. Welcome, Grandmaster Caz. What's the Get Down?
You know, once hip hop started getting celebrated and documented, people started coming out of the woodwork like, wait a minute, you know, all trying to grab a piece of credit for the culture of hip hop. Maybe they didn't get talked about enough or credited. Hip hop for us started in the Bronx. And that's the era that was celebrated, that was documented. Anything that happened prior to that led to hip hop as we know it. So other things influenced hip hop, like DJing ain't new. There were DJs before hip hop. You know, they played out in beaches and in parties and clubs. But they wasn't scratching records.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
They were playing disco music, and it was a whole totally different vibe. Okay, prior to hip hop, it was disco. There were DJs who played music on the radio, in clubs, you know, out live. Prior to that, but they played the music of the day, whatever was popular, whatever. What made it hip hop is that Kool Herc took a certain era of music and certain parts of that music, and that became the party. It wasn't that he was a DJ. It wasn't that he has equipment. It wasn't that wasn't new. But he played for a youthful audience, and he played the music that we could call our own. You understand what I'm saying? That's the difference between what we call hip hop and things that were going on prior to that. We weren't influenced by that.
Right.
We were influenced by Kool Herc. And Kool Herc used to live up the block, down the block from me. I lived like one block up from Kool Herc. So when he did that first party in '73, no, I wasn't there. I was a kid. But my older cousins and shit, used to go, so I knew what was going on. But I was just dancing. But when I actually saw it, him playing music and the way everybody was reacting to it, and how he could change a record and it changed the whole crowd mood, I was like, oh shit, fuck that. Fuck dancing. I don't want to be just one of the people in here dancing. I want to be that one person that make everybody dance. So that's when I caught the DJ bug. So I set my mind on becoming a DJ. I already had records. Every time somebody in my family or move or something, like, they'd be like, yo, what are we gonna do with these records? Give him to Curtis. He loved records. So I had me a little collection. And when I finally convinced my mom that I might could make a couple dollars from DJing, she bought me my first set. So I took my B-boy name, which was Casanova Fly, became DJ Casanova Fly.
Wait a minute, you can't just skip over the b-boying and then just.
Well, the b-boying thing was a hobby. It was like the niggas in my neighborhood had a crew called the Casanova Crew, and the fly shit about it was all of them was named Casanova something. Like it was Casanova Mac, it was Casanova Brown, it was Casanova this, Casanova that. And I always, consider myself a Casanova anyway. So I'm like, yo, this shit right up my alley.
That's right.
So I chose the name Casanova Fly. And I was, I danced with them and then started my own.
Could you get down though?
Oh yeah, I was nice.
Where were you better at, groundwork or standing up?
Oh, top rock. And then I do a few moves going down, but basically, the smaller, lighter niggas really was getting it in. So when I started concentrating on DJing, I had a crew of B-boys that would dance for me. And they was my Casanova crew.
Right.
So but Grandmaster Flash, now I'm a DJ, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm competing with other hip hop DJs. Grandmaster Flash had a security crew. The cats that was a security for Flash were called the Casanovas. And like I said, they wasn't B-boys. These niggas was thugs. They was gangsters. They was the niggas you was scared of. So the rumor starts going around that like, yo, the real Casanovas is looking for you, man, and shit like that. You know what I mean? And I saw the leader, the head of the Casanovas at a party, a Kool Herc party, and I was like, yo, Tiny, what's up? I said, yo, I'm Casanova Fly. Sorry. I said, yo, I'm Casanova Fly. And I've been hearing things, you know what I mean, about this and this and that. I said, yo, I'm a DJ. You know what I mean? I got my name from B-boys. I don't rock with y'all like y'all. And he was like, yo, I know that, I get that. I said, but people in the street, like, they don't know that. You know what I mean? And you don't do what we do. So somebody might think that you associated with us.
Right.
So you might want to do something about that name.
Just switch it up a little bit.
That's all he said. Now I've heard niggas try to speculate that niggas, put me under pressure to change my name and all that. But I talked to the head of these niggas and he was like, yo, nah, niggas just might confuse you for being down with us and something might happen, you know what I
mean? Right.
If you don't rock like that, you ain't gonna see it coming. So you might wanna change that name. So that's where Caz comes in. I shortened my name from Casanova to Caz.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's important for you to know. So as a DJ, I went from Casanova Fly. My first partner was Disco Wiz, all right, who was half Puerto Rican, half Cuban, and my best friend. And that started my journey, you know what I mean? Wiz got knocked after a couple of years. I put other niggas down with me. I needed equipment. So if a nigga had a couple speakers, come on, man, get down with me. I'm in Mighty Mike, then I got Whip a Whip, Down to Rock, JDL, you know, all these MCs. It went from crew to crew to crew till 79 when the thing with Big Bang Hank happened.
All right.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, because I got questions about it.
Well, that was the end of all those different crews that I had as a DJ.
All right.
And then me and JDL was the only ones left. So JDL was like, let's don't start no another crew, man. I can't take it. Just me and you rock out.
All right.
So 79, 80, it was the Notorious 2. Grandmaster Caz and JDL. Boom. Then Chase invited us to be down with the Cold Crush. Because we wasn't attached to no crew no more. Niggas was just hiring us to go, you know, and rock out at parties so we could go anywhere we want. Chase was like, yo, you should get down with me, man, and make us a crew that could compete with, you know, the Furious 5 and the Funky 4. I'm used to having my own shit, so I don't really want to get down or commit to nobody, but eventually I was like, you know what? Fuck it, that might be the move. I don't have to concentrate on having equipment no more, moving this shit all around, speakers blowing and all that.
Y'all had the real big stuff.
Yeah, well, my set was never really, you know, set, you know, like that. I always had a glitch or some shit like that. So having equipment was a fucking headache to me because I wasn't like them cats in Queens and the guys who preceded hip hop who had these large, massive sound systems. We from the Bronx, nigga. We stole our horns out the train station. That's how we put our sets together. And so I'm like, all right, fuck all that set shit. I'm gonna get down with you.
You're gonna have to tell that story on how you go ahead, you get it out. You did what I'm saying.
Nah, I ain't telling you that.
You're gonna have to show it so that they know what it is.
But yeah, so I got down with Chase, and that's how the Cold Crush came together. Easy AD, who went to school with Tony Tone, was the first MC. Whip a Whip and Down to Rock, who were from my original crew, had left and was down with Chase for a while before they left and went to the Fantastic Five. So that left a void in the crew.
Right.
I got down with Chase. They added KG and me and JDL, and that's the Cold Crush that the world knows. And we came out, got together in the end of 80, stayed in the lab all year till 81. And then when we came out in 81, we just started ripping shit.
Dig that.
When I met Hank, Hank was a doorman, and Big Bang Hank. When I met Hank, he was a doorman at a hip hop club in the Bronx. And when I used to go to the club when I wasn't performing, me and Hank got cool. So this is around the time of that sound system time when everybody got a big sound system and my shit is trash. So I was like, Hank, why don't you help manage my group? You know what I mean? Put some money into us, you know what I mean? We could rock with these niggas out here. So he was like, all right, bet. So he took out a loan from his mom's and his pops, like 2 stacks. We got big ass speakers built. We bought amplifiers and shit. Like we ready to fuck with Kool Herc and anybody else. So in order to pay the loan back, he got a job in a pizza shop in New Jersey, and that's where Sylvia Robinson and them discovered it because they was looking for rappers. They heard Love Bug Starsky, you know what I mean? And she was wanting to make a record out of that shit. So she looked around the local neighborhood where she was in Jersey, got Master G, Wonder Mike, and Hank was working in a pizza shop. He used to take a boombox to work with him with my tapes in them. With them cassette tapes I told you I used to make. So he take the tapes to work with him. He making pizza, whatever the fuck. People coming in and out of the pizza shop like, oh shit, that fat dude could rap. Oh, he could MC, because he's, you know, rapping along with the box.
Right.
That brings Sylvia and them over there. So they asked him, yo, come outside and rap on this beat, audition, you know what I mean? We try to put a record together. Instead of him telling them, nah, I don't rap, I don't rap, but I manage Casanova Fly.
Right.
He ain't say none of that shit. He just went out to the car, repeated all the stuff that's on the tape.
Right.
They loved it. They was like, you in, you good. And they made him part of the Sugar Hill Gang. That's how Rappers Delight came about.
Let me ask you this though, in retrospect. If he had went and said, hey Caz, pick up what I'm putting down. They want you to be part of this crew. What would you have did?
I'd have been part of the Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah, but you bar though.
The Sugar Hill Gang would have been the shit. Nigga, I'd have got down with him. Yeah. Nigga, it wouldn't have been no, jump on it. It wouldn't have been none of that shit, my nigga. Let's get it clear. The same thing I did with the Cold Crush. That's what I would have did with the Sugar Hill Gang. I molded the Cold Crush. It's my interpretation of each one of them. It's what they would do if they was me. So if I had got down with the Sugar Hill Gang, if Hank would have came to me and said, yo, man, I was in the pizza shop today, this lady came by and shit, and she was playing a beat and this and that, I was saying your stuff for her, she digged that shit, and she wanted me to get on the record. I'm like, yo, nah, this is my man. Now you my manager, that's what you was supposed to do, nigga. You the manager, that's what you supposed to do.
Word up.
We would have still been eating right now.
Yeah, indeed.
Both of us. But you did the bullshit and you went another way, and yeah, you toured, you did that, you lived life, but you didn't really eat the way you were supposed to. You got fucked over, and at the end, the smart niggas left early, and you was the last one there. And may he rest in peace. Now you gone, ain't got shit to show for it. They had fake niggas acting like they was you when you was, that's not, what kind of legacy is that? So would that have been me? Hell no. Hell no. The Sugar Hill Gang nigga, trust me, I would have took that shit to a height because I would have had the tools to do it. I would have had a studio I could go in and stay in all day, all night, you know what I mean, without having to worry about paying and shit or nothing. I had somebody in the music industry that's already connected, Sylvia Robinson. I would have took that shit to the fucking fifth power. But once they signed Hank, then they went after the Furious Five, you know what I mean, and this one, the Funky Four, and then they start building up. It was like, okay, I'm not trying to get down with that. We're not trying to get down with that. We're not trying to be where everybody's at. They did that shit on Enjoy Records first. Mm-hmm. Flash and the Furious Five, and the Funky Four, and then the Treacherous Three, and then the Fearless Four, and then the Disco Four, and then the Jekyll and Hyde, and then I'm not getting behind all that shit. And now in retrospect, we shoulda. We would have carved our own niche out of all that shit. I don't care who the fuck is on this label, nigga. Watch when we go in. But we was on some anti-make a record shit. So we didn't run down to Enjoy. Yeah,
were you the first independent?
Everything was independent.
I got you.
Our mindset wasn't independent. It was ignorant. All right, to be honest with you, our mindset was we don't want to do what everybody's doing. Whereas that's the next way to do shit. You know, people out, you fight change and you fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, nah, we wasn't in B Street because we didn't want to audition.
Did they ask you?
You goddamn right. It was like, what? I don't give a fuck who you is. You don't know shit about this. How you gonna tell me to audition to be me? How you gonna tell me to audition for something that I made up, motherfucker? Mm-hmm. So once industry got involved, man, people started, it started being a different agenda, a different, set of rules and shit, and it all started with the Sugar Hill shit, which commercialized the whole industry, during the early to mid 80s, after you could see our era was over, was slowly coming to an end. The era of just being the dopest group out live, because we was the baddest fucking hip hop crew out live. Nobody could fuck with our show, fuck with us live, and we was good with that. But the tide was changing, you know what I mean? And you had to have a record. Now, we lasted for a while because groups like New Edition was opening up for us. Run DMC was opening up for us for a while. But you could see little by little the tides start changing, and after a while you couldn't survive without a record. Could eat without a record. You couldn't tour, you couldn't get booked without a record. I think we were the last group that could rock without a record. And then, like I said, after the Run DMC era, the Def Jam era started, all that shit, it was like, that shit is obsolete. Y'all niggas is done. So that's when, I lost the fire and this and that because there wasn't nothing to burn. You know what I'm saying? So, and somebody flew a big fucking helicopter over New York and dropped crack all over it.
Yeah.
And that was a 10-year distraction.
All right.
You know what I mean? And you watching, you can't get booked, you can't get, it's like you over with. And you seeing other niggas just eating, fucking driving Rolls Royces, getting $800,000 and $1 million, budgets and shit like that, and shooting videos and shit. Video? A tour bus? Y'all niggas is getting on tour buses? Nigga, we was catching cabs and shit for gigs, and you know what I mean, and riding in vans and shit like that. So, yeah, it was real fucking disheartening to see that era come to a close. So, did the fire go out, or what? You motherfucking right. But like I said, I had a little 10-year, downtime, with the bullshit. Yeah. And when I started to get my life back together, hip hop is the first thing, I went to. And luckily, around that time, people started to want to document hip hop by then.
Right.
That's when all of these early documentaries started, and they started fishing for the true stories of somebody that was from that era. And not everybody made it, or was able to articulately speak about the era or do that. Luckily, I made it through the clouds, you know what I mean? And I was one of the people that was able, and I made myself readily available to anybody that wanted to know the story. That was my mission. You don't know about hip hop? Let me tell you the real shit. Let me tell you, you want to know the real shit? All right, I'm gonna tell you the real shit. And that's where that mission started.
I'm on that brainwash, full rollout, anonymous, underplay the overplay, strategic, I promise. More dope brings more Negroes, watch them heroes, pro lethal, dream killers feast on people, Nubius in need, mine on the hunt, Paul Bear, sharp fluid, gates and piston bumps, no excuses, that's a sin, back to the begin, muscle memory, pseudo respect and revenge, plays blindfolded, a bucket list with interest, forgiveness, the shadows and mirrors who handle business, legacy, all grind, no guest list, land in jurisdiction, make you bread prejudice for the purists and the tourists. Q sticky for ghetto jurors. Swing high, swing low. You forgot that we do this. Bank selection, smooth DR vibe. Underground icon. You have now been gentrified.